Hello beer tubers and welcome to another beer review with me, Peter the Master of Hops. Today joined by
Brett.
Havana YCs, checking out some beer we got from Paul, aka Hopskull Beer Guide. So thanks a ton to Mr. Hopskull for the beer. We got some more North Park. The reason why we got some is because of ourselves almost, because we hyped up Hop Foo, and rightfully so. It's probably one of the best West Coast IPAs I've had this year. Phenomenal stuff. So Paul wanted to try it. He ended up getting a hold of some and had some spare stuff from North Park, and one of them is this one, which we got. We got this one, but that's it. But also another one I'm sharing with my boss, which is Hop Foo, because he needs to try it. But this is a collab with Alvarado Street, and this is Hops&Thiols&Chit, a 8.5% double dry hopped hazy IPA. So this is quite fun because of two reasons. Because it's got experimental hops and new yeast. So it's got Citra Incognito, Mosaic Cryo, and Nelson, and then HBC 586, which was Brett researched a bit, a new breed of hops from the Batas and Yakima breeding program that was supposed to be mango, peppery, and what was it more?
And citrus oriented.
Yeah. People talked a lot about tropical fruit and whatnot.
Yeah.
It sounds a lot like other modern
guava
but also a bit of what was the last sulfur.
Yeah, sulfur and spicy notes.
Yeah. So, but what's I think is even cooler with this is that this is made with the Berkeley Tropics yeast. So, if you haven't heard of Berkeley Yeast, it's a company in the US at the moment getting a lot of traction for making new yeast for beers, and they're doing a lot of engineering with yeast. And one of the yeast that they've released is I guess engineered version of a London Ale yeast. So probably London Ale 3, which is probably one of the best yeast for hazies. Yeah. And they tweaked it so that it can easier release thiols, which is the big hop kind of, or just fruity flavors. And I think it's something like that. Thiols are also in hops. I can't remember the exact science, but apparently, usually amino acids will help mask apparently some of these bright kind of fruit flavors and whatnot. So they've somehow engineered it so they're even more forward or something like that. And I know Derek from Moxa tried using it, and he said it's a game-changing yeast. So this will be interesting. See how it is. So I can smell juiciness from here.
Yeah, it's very, very fruity.
And both Brett and I is like to be honest, fairly sick of haze. So it'll be interesting because it's new.
Yeah.
But let's see what we think. So pours. What you'd expect. Yeah. It's actually a very beautiful looking.
Yeah, it's beer. A very nice looking hazy IPA.
Yeah, just like beautiful golden orange, a nice fluffy white head.
Fairly thick, but not like
too crazy.
Not sludge.
No, but that's what I've seen with most of the beers with this yeast so far. Yeah. It hasn't been that crazy monkish look. But let's check out the aroma. Oh yeah, there's definitely candied fruitiness, more so, and you can smell its esters. Yeah, but I don't know if it's not like really overripe or anything, but I guess it also depends on how you ferment and whatnot. To me, it's very much almost like something along the lines of the yeast profile I get on sliced beers often. It's like very, very candy and tropical.
But I'm getting that slightly like tropical ice cream kind of thing. Yeah. We were talking about. Like
it's almost like we can get sun lollies here, and there's
like a tropical sun lolly kind of thing,
and it's just like really like tropical mixed cocktail type yeast aroma with a layer of hops, but the yeast is really intense on it, and I think maybe it's the citron one that plays in with just more.
But I'm getting Nelson. It has like a slightly grapey, diesel-y.
But I think it's it's a light nuance on the end only. I think the biggest, even though Mosaic seems to be the one that's most of, but I'm getting lots of yeast, but also just lots of that tropical thing. I think also maybe the HBC is providing a lot of like that. It's boosting all that tropical stuff. Yeah. Because there's definitely also some sweet overripe mango.
Yeah. It's just the more I'm smelling it, the more I
can see it too now, more than Nelson. I can definitely also see a bit of Mosaic. Yeah. Super well balanced as well. Yeah. But very expressive.
It smells really nice.
Let's try it. Cheers. Cheers. Thanks a ton, pal. Yeah, very sunlolly-like, but it has a nice hop bite. Yeah. It's definitely a hop-centric hazy beer. Ooh, it's very like fun. I've got that once in a while. I think it might be hops as well, but
It reminds me a bit of a Fidens IPA.
Yeah, but you know what's also funny? I've got that. Maybe that's because it's had this yeast, but heavily hop beers that are saturated with and with New England yeasts, I'm getting cloak slam flavor. The candy from Berkeley.
Okay.
It's like that apricot stone hard candy with licorice inside, like salmiak, but it's like super light, and I think almost like a licoricey minty thing or something like that. I'm getting a little bit of that.
Yeah, I actually see this almost has like almost probably more like a licorice root kind of thing to it.
And then lots of apricot.
Because it has almost like a slight salinity also.
Yeah. There's some savory umami almost.
Yeah.
Which is
but otherwise like a lot of like really juicy pineapple mango sorbet-esque thing.
Yeah. I think it's definitely, as you say, it's actually very Fidens like. It's just not as over the top. Fidens are much more over the top. This is more balanced.
Yeah, but it's the same kind of flavor profile.
Yeah, it's bright yet yeast-centric.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Definitely. And it's very soft, like really soft, pillowy mouthfeel.
Really velvety.
I see why people would love to drink this if they're like slightly newer to haze or...
Yeah, and people who just love hazies will just go nuts over it. I think also Nelson plays in the aftertaste with a little bit of like just a drying. I don't know if it's diesely dank, but just like a slightly drying grape skin or something like that.
There's a bit of like a slightly dusty kind of
feeling in the end, and that could also maybe be some of the mosaic,
like tannic grape-esque.
Yeah, but there's lots of overripe tropical fruit too. But it's not like it's that sunlight thing, because it's not like really this like almost moldy fruit.
No,
it's not like sickingly. It's more like it's really intense on like a sweeter tropical flavor. But maybe it's just because it has some brightness, so it's not all just sweet gushing juice. It seems to sit somewhere in between, like I'd say, as you said, it's something like a Fidens or something like that, but just a bit more balanced, or just something in between, like the old school yeast bombs meeting some of the new school more bright stuff.
Yeah, kind of.
But I can totally see why people are stoked on this yeast in the States. It's definitely offering something different.
Yeah.
Even though it's more of the same.
Yeah.
You know, it's different, but it's still more of the same.
Yeah. It's the same idea, you know. But it's a very pleasant kind of ester.
Yeah.
It gives.
And I like that it's not as sickeningly sweet.
Yeah.
It seems like the ester profile on this is just a bit more balanced.
Yeah, and for this being 8.5, it's pretty well balanced, I'd say.
Yeah, and really drinkable. Yeah. It also, and maybe that it also has some pepperiness.
Yeah.
It could be the HBC, because they talked about spice. It
lingers a bit.
That helps balance out some of that sweet juice.
Yeah. But like this mango pepper kind of thing, almost like mango skin, or like, mango skin just has this slightly peppery thing to it.
It definitely leads into that thing we talk about with West Coast hazy, but just more classic haze flavor than usual. But I totally see that this Berkeley yeast could become, well, I think it's already getting quite a lot of hype, but that could be the big new thing with a lot of brewers that make this stuff.
Yeah.
Because it helps emphasize all the things you want, really, so in this style. And then it's clean. It doesn't have weird off flavors. Like, for example, some of these yeast, they can have like slightly earthy tendencies, I think, and some quite different flavors. I think London Ale 3 is one of the best to use, and this seems just to build on that.
Yeah.
So, but that being said, it's not something where I'm like, fuck yes. And I'm getting to a point that with haze, that's just hard to happen. You know, but
but it's a really, really tasty New England style double IPA. Yes, yeah.
What do you think of grade?
93.
Yeah, I was thinking the exact same thing. I was just like, I wanted to see if you were on the same page.
Yeah.
Like, I feel
it's
like
really
I could have
tasty.
given this a 95 if I drank this a year ago.
Yeah.
But as of personal preference right now, it's just like, it's still really good. It's just, it's getting harder for me to give New England IPAs higher than 93s almost nowadays.
Yeah, but
I think if you love haze,
a few years ago, this would have probably been an early world class.
Yeah, and I think for a lot of people it might be.
Yeah.
Unless you dislike that kind of biting, slightly West Coast-esque thing, which is not really bitter. It's just a sort of saturation.
But
of hops.
you feel the saturation of hops.
Yeah, and then more of a dry, like kind of finish. It's not like overly sweet and estery.
No.
Which I like.
Mm.
So yeah, but this is really nice. North Park makes damn good beers, and so does Alvarado Street. So.
Yeah.
Thanks a ton for the beer, Hops Call. This was fun to try. So if you guys had a chance to try Hops&Thiols&Chit by North Park and Alvarado Street, let us know what you thought of it. As always, remember to comment, subscribe, and check out the Facebook fan page and Twitter and Instagram. Give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. Ring the bell for future notifications about videos. And check out Berkeley Yeast if you want to learn more about this stuff. And we're going to say cheers.
Cheers.
Wowzers. And see you guys in another beer review.